often say, why a work? If you can fix it a problem, then you fix it. If you can't do nothing, then you can't do nothing. Either way, why a work? Now, it was strange that my dad said this, considering the fact that he was not Italian. But his friend Luigi would say this to him, and he would say it to me the way Luigi said it to him, but regardless of who said it, whenever I find myself in a difficult situation, I ask myself a special question that helps me deal with any challenge that arrives in my life. And that special question is, why a work? Madam Contest Master and fellow Toastmasters, several months ago, Dr. Leibowitz completed my final exam and said, Mr. Beland, since your prostate is slightly enlarged, and because of your family history with prostate cancer, I'm going to be checking your blood work to see if there's a chance that you have prostate cancer. And it was at that moment I thought to myself, I don't believe this. He said, 6 times. He continued to speak about PSA levels and how they're used to indicate cancer in individuals, and that my previous PSA level was very low, which was good. But he was going to see if there was a possible spike which could indicate that I had cancer. And if I did have cancer, he said not to be overly concerned, because there were treatments that were highly effective, especially in the early stages. And I basically listened to everything he said and could sum it up into 2 words. Why a work? At that point, there was nothing to worry about. But I made the mistake of telling my wife that Dr. Leibowitz said my prostate was slightly enlarged and he was going to check to see if I had prostate cancer. This was a mistake because my wife is not a why a worry kind of person. In fact, she always seems to worry even when there's nothing to worry about. For example, before the results came, she was worried that I had prostate cancer and the treatments might not be as effective as the doctor suggested. Then a few days later, when we received the results, she said she was worried about if they were accurate or not. And even though I feel that she often worries for no good reason, there are times where situations can occur where it could be difficult not to worry. One of those situations happened at 2 o'clock one morning when my wife woke me up and said, "Help me!" I asked her what was wrong and she said, "My heart's racing, there's a pain shooting down my arm, and this side of my face is numb." I didn't know if she was having a heart attack, a stroke, or both at the same time. I suggested taking her to the hospital. She was reluctant at first, but her symptoms became more intense, and she agreed to let me take her. She also agreed to let her son continue sleeping, since he didn't have to be at school for several hours. On our way to the hospital, she said, "If anything happens to me, or if I could get back home by 7 o'clock, you need to promise me you'll do everything I'm about to tell you to do." I promised her I would, and she proceeded to give me instructions on how to get her son ready for school. She said, "You need to wake him up at 7 o'clock, but before you do, put on Cartoon Network. He likes to wake up with cartoons. Then make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and put it in a plastic bag and into his lunchbox with a bag of carrot sticks and a bottle of spring water. Then when you go to drop him off at school, make sure he has his lunchbox and don't leave until you see him enter the building. The people behind you will beep their horns, but you need to promise me you will not leave until you see him enter the building." Because of her delicate state of mind, I said, "Don't worry, darling. I'll take care of it." But what I wanted to say was, "Don't worry, darling. He's 18 years old." The test taken from the emergency room revealed that she had not had a stroke or a heart attack. The physician explained that the symptoms she had experienced were due to having a panic attack. He further explained that there was no way to know what had caused this particular attack or if she's had any others. But if she were to have another attack, he said, for her to remember just there was nothing physically wrong with her and to try to relax. On our way home, I was thrilled that there was nothing physically wrong with her. But she did not share my enthusiasm because she was worried about having another attack. And a few nights later, she woke me up and said, "Help me!" I asked her if her heart was racing. She said, "Yes." And if there was pain shooting down her arm, she said, "Yes." And I said, "Is this side of your face numb?" She said, "Yes." I said, "In that case, why a work?" I I reminded her there was nothing physically wrong and she was just having a panic attack. And to try to just relax and go back to sleep. And she did. And she soon stopped having panic attacks. In fact, I started to notice her worrying less frequently. And one day I noticed this amazing transition. She saw me in the living room, staring intently at a piece of paper. She asked me what was wrong, and I said, "It's an acceptance letter addressed to our son from the Wharton School of Business." I had promised him that I'd help him financially with any university he chose to attend. But I did not think he'd get accepted to Wharton. She could see how nervous I was about the enormous debt we're about to incur from the out-of-state tuition and the room and board and all these other expenses. And she looked at me in the eyes and smiled and said, "Darling,